You finish a cigarette, stand up, and feel strangely tired. Then you climb 1 or 2 flights of stairs, and suddenly you are breathing much harder than you expected. If you smoke, you may have wondered whether those two things are connected, and the answer is yes, they can be. Smoking does not only affect your health decades from now. Some of its effects begin within minutes of lighting a cigarette, and you may notice them during ordinary activities like walking quickly, carrying groceries, or climbing stairs. Today we are going to look at why smoking can make you feel tired and out of breath, what may be happening inside your body, and why these symptoms should not always be ignored. Let's start with something you cannot see. Cigarette smoke contains carbon monoxide. Carbon monoxide can attach to hemoglobin, the part of your red blood cells responsible for carrying oxygen around your body. When carbon monoxide takes up some of that space, less oxygen can be transported efficiently to your muscles and organs. At rest, you may barely notice the difference. But the moment you start moving faster, your muscles suddenly demand more oxygen. Climbing stairs is a perfect example. Your legs are working harder. Your heart needs to pump faster. Your breathing increases. And if your body is already dealing with the effects of cigarette smoke, that effort may feel more difficult than it should. This can be one reason some smokers notice that they become tired or short of breath during relatively simple activities. But carbon monoxide is only part of the story. Nicotine also has immediate effects on the cardiovascular system. After you smoke, nicotine can increase your heart rate and temporarily raise your blood pressure. It also causes blood vessels to narrow. So while you may associate a cigarette with relaxing, your cardiovascular system is actually being stimulated. Your heart is being asked to work harder. That strange combination can explain why some people feel temporarily calm mentally while their body is experiencing something very different physically. Now think about what happens when you combine that with exercise. You climb stairs immediately after smoking. Your heart rate is already elevated. Your muscles need more oxygen. Your breathing needs to increase. That ordinary staircase can suddenly feel more like a workout, but there is another important reason smoking can affect your breathing. Your airways are constantly exposed to smoke, particles, and irritating chemicals. Over time, cigarette smoke can irritate and inflame the respiratory system. It can also damage the tiny hair-like structures called cilia that normally help remove mucus and particles from your airways. That is one reason many smokers develop more coughing or mucus. And with continued smoking over many years, lung function can gradually decline. Some smokers eventually develop chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, or COPD, a condition that makes it increasingly difficult to move air in and out of the lungs. The problem is that these changes do not necessarily happen overnight. They can develop slowly. That means you may adapt without realizing it. Maybe 5 years ago you could run up 2 flights of stairs. Now you walk up and need a few seconds to catch your breath. Then you begin telling yourself that you are simply getting older. But age is not always the entire explanation. Smoking, physical fitness, body weight, heart health, lung health, sleep, and many other factors can affect how easily you become breathless, and that is why shortness of breath should not automatically be dismissed. There is another effect that many smokers describe: fatigue. Feeling tired after smoking may sound strange because nicotine is a stimulant, but energy is more complicated than simply feeling stimulated. If smoking increases your heart rate, affects oxygen delivery, disrupts your sleep, and makes physical activity more difficult, you may still feel physically drained. Smoking can also create a cycle. Nicotine levels fall. You begin experiencing withdrawal. You feel irritable, distracted, or tired. You smoke another cigarette. The nicotine temporarily changes how you feel. Then the cycle starts again. This can make cigarettes feel as though they are restoring your energy, when sometimes they are partly relieving symptoms created by nicotine dependence itself. And there is another trap. When physical activity becomes uncomfortable, people often begin doing less of it. You avoid the stairs. You walk more slowly. You exercise less often. Your cardiovascular fitness gradually decreases. Then, the next time you climb the stairs, you become even more breathless. So smoking and inactivity can begin reinforcing each other. The encouraging part is that your body can begin recovering when you stop smoking. Once cigarettes are removed, your exposure to carbon monoxide and thousands of smoke-related chemicals drops dramatically. Over time, circulation, breathing, coughing, and exercise tolerance can improve for many people. The exact changes and how quickly they happen vary from person to person, especially depending on how long and how much someone has smoked. And quitting does not mean every breathing problem will automatically disappear. If damage has already occurred, some problems may need medical treatment. But stopping smoking remains one of the most important things a smoker can do for their heart and lung health. And if quitting completely feels overwhelming, do not turn that into a reason to do nothing. Talk with a healthcare professional about evidence-based ways to quit. Nicotine replacement products and other smoking cessation treatments can help some people manage cravings and withdrawal. The important point is that you do not have to rely on willpower alone. Now, one final thing is especially important. If you are becoming unusually short of breath after very little effort, particularly if this is new or getting worse, do not simply assume it is because you smoke. Shortness of breath can have many causes. Some involve the lungs. Others involve the heart, anemia, physical conditioning, or other medical conditions. If you experience chest pain, severe difficulty breathing, fainting, blue or gray lips, or breathlessness even while resting, seek urgent medical attention. For everyone else, pay attention to what your body is telling you. Notice how you feel after a cigarette. Notice how quickly you become breathless on the stairs. Notice whether your stamina has changed over the last few years. Those everyday signals can tell you more than you might think. A cigarette may last only a few minutes, but your heart, lungs, blood vessels, and muscles have to deal with its effects long after you put it out. If you found this video helpful, subscribe to Terry Health for more practical information to help you understand your body, improve your health, and feel your best.